two, three, and.
Welcome everyone to Real Talk, Real Change. And I am Judy Bradley, your host. And I have my special guest here, Shanden Jackson, also known as Coach Pinky. And I'm just so glad to be able to have her on here with me. We go back a long way, y'all. We go back like
Long,
kids. We were
long.
kids. We were
Yes.
kids.
Yep.
So I'm just grateful to be able to have her on because I have been following her for like forever on Facebook. And I have seen so many things that she has done and how the Lord has just really been blessing her and her journey, and I was just so impressed and I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna have to have her on here. So I wanted to
Mhm.
be able to have a chance to talk to her and let her just let you guys know exactly what she's been doing and the any of the challenges or anything that she may have gone through and where she is
Mhm.
today, y'all, because I'm telling you, the girls thing, you know how they say people are jack of all trades. She does it all. I'm just so impressed with everything that she does. Sometimes I'll be like, I
Thank
don't know how
you.
she has the energy. I really don't.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna keep going. I'm gonna let Shannon go ahead and just introduce herself, and then she's just gonna go ahead and go from there.
Hello, everyone. As Judy says, we go way, way back, but I'm only
Yeah.
25 now. So my government name is Shanden Jackson Williams. But most people know me by Pinky or Coach Pinky, and some know me by Pink Diva. Whoever catch me on the road rage. No, that's on the license plate. Let's see. I have been at my job at the city for 20 years,
Oh
and then
wow.
outside, 20 years last year. Be 21 years in June, and then let's see. Yep. And then I started my first business, which actually I have two businesses. I started Color Me Pink business in 1989, and I started that on a fluke from a class that I took, Death and Dying at MCC, and I think pretty much all of us probably had to go through that at
Right, right.
MCC. And we had to do obituaries, and I did obituary of myself, and that started Color Me Pink, which I always had been into graphics and doing stationery and creating cards. Just
Mm-hmm.
always had this creative gene, and it also when I started doing weddings and
Okay.
baby showers and all of that bridal stuff and hosting and emceeing. So I've been doing a lot of stuff for a lot of time, and then in the '90s, because I've always been into, as everybody know, I was a cheerleader. So I did the cheerleading thing, always been into dance. So I had created a dance group with me and my best friend and her friend and her sister. So
Mm-hmm.
we would go to shows back, and this gonna ring a bell, Sir Danny Michael fashion shows back in the '90s.
Yes.
And we were entertainment. So I've been dancing for many, many years. So a lot of people are like, well, she like dancing. No, I've been a dancer and a choreographer for a long time.
Wow.
And then
Okay,
I
I didn't
got
know
into,
that.
yeah, a lot of people didn't know that. I'm always, I'm loud, but I'm not loud when it comes to certain things. Don't like a lot of attention. I'm humble with it, and I don't look for, some people want the praise and
Right,
all
right.
that stuff. I go do what I got to do, and I'm out. Jump in, jump out type of thing. Like people didn't know I did weddings until I did my best friend's sister wedding, and they was like, "What?" I was like, "I've been doing weddings 30 years." I'm like, "I'm retired though. Somehow I'm not, but I'm retired." and
Wow.
and funerals. I've been doing funerals since '89. So I'm hosting funerals and hosting what is like. How can you do the two? I said because they both require a lot.
Right.
And so I'm that middle person that kind of get in there and get things done. So creativity has always been my thing. I've done a lot of caps and gowns that y'all seen posted. I said, don't tag me. You don't have to tag me because I don't want no more feathers and no more glitters
Right, right.
around. A lot of stuff. I've decorated. I do centerpiece. I'm like she said. I'm a jack/queen of all trades. Like I
Yeah.
do it all. And if it's something I haven't done, I will try. And if I can't do it, I'll refer somebody that can. So my mom always laughed and be like, girl, you know how to get a penny. And I'd be like, and do. So
You and you do for real.
I
You
was like,
do.
and do, right. And so I've just always been that go-getter, that go-getter, that go-getter, that go-getter. Just always the one, didn't need to, was just something that was a hobby. And I took it as a hobby or a passion of mine. And so then, health, always had as a child asthma, allergies, allergic to everything, like above and I'm about to say the sun, but I am allergic to the sun too. So my
Oh.
health is so as I got older, my health, uh it started taking a turn and doing things, the body
Hmm.
as women, our body does, it's a multitasker
Oh,
in
right.
itself.
Exactly.
So our bodies is a multitask in itself. And the one thing I've always been in tune with, if with nothing else, is with my body. And I started that at an early age. So when I got into fitness, before I got into fitness, I was really in tune with my body because I had the asthma. I have bronchial asthma. So
Hmm.
being on prednisone, which everybody know, the weight gain, ain't
Right.
nothing you can
Right.
do about it.
Exactly.
There's nothing you can do about it. And then, starting to cycle late in life, because I was like, what's wrong with me? Why everybody else got theirs and I got mine? Then when I got mine, I was like, okay, you can have it back.
Right. I know that's right.
And not knowing, my mom took me her OBGYN, and the saying is true where they say African American women can handle more pain than other ethnicities. So a lot of stuff was overlooked. My
Right.
endometriosis was one that was overlooked when at the onset of my cycle. If that doctor would have paid more attention to my pain and not just striking it up as cramps, I probably could have had children. I probably, a lot of things that went on with me over time probably would have not happened. So in 1992, being diagnosed with cervical cancer was another start.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and this was back before Google and WebMD and
Yeah,
the
we
Mayo
check
Clinic.
right.
Yeah, so you getting letters in the mail. Oh, you had stage 4. Stage 4 what? What you talking about? I come here every year and get a pap smear. What are you talking about? So due to invasive burning of the 99% of my cervix off. And back then I didn't know no better, but I didn't realize
Right.
he was actually taking things away from me that I didn't know I was going to have privy to, having childbirth and all of that stuff,
Right.
having
Right.
ablation. I'm listening to the doctor. Ablation, okay. Not realizing once Google and stuff came out and I really looked into stuff and I'm like, oh, he really created this mess. So, because you want answers, why
Right.
me?
Right.
Something won't get an answer.
Yeah.
And I tell people sometimes there's a storm we have to go through. No matter what, the storm always has to come to an end. For some people it does, some people it doesn't. But you fight through that storm. You get an umbrella if it's raining hard. You put on a raincoat if it's raining harder. You put on your rain boots. So sometimes you got to get in the thick of it and don't give up and fight through it. Get
Girl,
through that,
that's
get through
it.
that storm. Bear down when that hurricane come through, when that tornado come and grab a hold of something and hold on to it. Whether it's a significant other, it's a parent, it's a sibling, or if it's a friend, somebody
Right.
that's going to help you and keep you grounded throughout it all, and
Absolutely.
take the negativity out of the whole aspect of things. It's a bad situation regardless. So, Judy, you know me for a long time. I've always been who I am.
Right. Right.
This is me, the giggly, bubbly, sensitive. I'm gonna fight you, but I'm really not gonna fight you. I'm gonna hug you first type of person. That's just always been my demeanor. Always been a person that could speak on the drop of a dime. Always been that person that shared, that wanted, hey, how
Right.
you doing? That's just always been me. So when people meet me, I say, leave Shanden where she at and stick with Pinky. You know,
Right. No, I
Shannon's
get it.
Shannon's that one. I'm a play tough. I'm a Taurus, and Pinky's the one to be like, "Hey, girl, hey, okay." So and going when you go through these different times in your life, it puts your mental in certain situations.
Girl.
So that's why when I finally got into fitness, I did a wedding, and I took a picture with the bride, and it wasn't the gut, it wasn't the thick thighs, it wasn't the humongous trailer in the back. It was my arm that I said, "Ew."
Yeah.
My arm.
Your
My
arm.
arm. I mean, you like a revelation, like your arm.
Your
I
arm.
called my mom. I said, Mom, why you didn't tell me my arm look like the bat Bam Bam from the Flintstones we carrying? She's like, girl, get off my phone line. And I was like, Mom, my arm is huge. I don't be serving no collard greens or chitlins and stuff. What? And that's my thing. In the demise, when I'm in a situation, I'm always cracking jokes. So
Right.
My family and friends hate that because when I went through my ectopic pregnancy, I'm at the emergency. Here I am losing, tube done ruptured. I'm cracking jokes, and they mad at me. But that's how I get through things.
But that's how
People
you
deal
get
with
through, right?
exactly. People deal with things a certain way. I
Different.
deal with it through laughter. I have to laugh through it. I have to laugh because if I'm crying, that means I want to fight. Like I want to tear something up. So
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I get to that side, I'm in a bad headspace, and thank God I don't get there. So
Hmm.
I laugh through a lot of stuff. So people don't understand that when I'm cracking jokes or when it's something serious, and I be like, that's the way I have to get through it.
That's how
That's
you
my
right.
grief. So everybody grief and everybody going through some pain is different. My pain is to laugh through my pain. I need that enjoyment of my pain. So when you see me and she always smiling, she always laughing, she always want to hug on somebody. That's my mental of getting through things that I'm getting through and how I cope. Because when you see somebody, you never know when they needed that hug.
That's right.
So
That's right.
right. So, so when I found out about my cancer, I didn't tell my family. Nobody knew but my sister who passed away from cancer. Um, she was the one that I confided in because I found that one person that would keep me grounded.
Right.
So prayed with me, and my mom found out at the doctor's appointment when I was having another procedure done, and the doctor said, "Well, with her being a cancer," I was like, "What?" So I got in,
Right. I can
right.
imagine.
So I got in trouble for that, and I said I wanted to get through the hard stuff and then deal with the stuff after. I didn't want the empathy. I didn't want the sad looks. I didn't because I still wanted to live. I still wanted to live life. I didn't
Right.
want people. Oh, girl, you should you be doing that? No, I'm doing it. I might fall out tomorrow. Let me fall out tomorrow,
Let
but
me.
let me do
Right.
today. So that's the way I wanted my life to be, and that's the way I've always been. I live for today. I can't think about the past, and I'm trying to move to the future because we got more yesterdays than tomorrow. That's
That's
the
right.
saying for us. So when I got into fitness in 2013, I went to the gym on September 11th and signed up. Now my family was like, "Here she go again," because I used to do that at Bally's. Go to the gym, sign up. Go for a week, pay in full now,
We
pay in
all
full
did that.
anytime. Go for a week and never go back.
Hmm.
And then they will call me renew. I'm like, y'all ain't called me in the other 360 days, but you gonna call me to renew to get my $600 again? I said, no, I'm good on y'all. So, and I was small then. I was just doing to do something. I didn't, for me, I didn't need the
Hmm.
gym. So, but when I got the prednisone, had to start being more, and the doses started going higher, and the weight was going with me. And I was like, okay, girl, you can't breathe. I'm like, okay, you 183 pounds, you 5'2". When you short, that look
Oh,
like a
you
lot.
yeah, 5'2". I'm
That
about
look
to
like
say
a
you a
lot.
5'2". Yeah.
Yeah, and I carry in the in between the hips and the thigh area.
Cause see,
So
I always remembered you as you were always small when I've known you.
very,
Yeah,
very small.
always.
Yep,
Yeah.
very small. And the prednisone, it started doing it, and I would have to take it. And it was like, well, just take it for a week. I took it for a week and gained 12 pounds.
Wow.
So and that's still ongoing. And when I got into fitness at that time, I was taking 14 pills a day.
Oh wow.
14 different pills a day. And I was like, I got to get my life back. That's what I told myself.
Yeah.
When I went to the gym, I was like, I got to get my life back. That year that I joined the gym, I had just had an ankle fusion that February. So no gym would let me sign up. And
Hmm.
I ain't going to call them out, but none of them because they said I was a liability. But
Right.
then the WAC took me in. I was under, she only can do the cycle, no treadmill, none of that. I'm hard headed. So I'm like, okay, this treadmill, this bike, this cycling is boring. I need to do something. So eventually I worked my way over to the treadmill, and the general manager was like, what are mind your business, gone. I'm older than you, mind your elders.
Right.
So at that point I was doing, and then I started seeing some stuff and learning some stuff. And I'm like, I see what y'all doing. I see what y'all doing. This is a moneymaker. It's a business.
Yeah.
But so are you really trying to help us do what we set out to do? Because I never set out to lose weight. I set out to get healthy.
To
That
get
was my
healthy.
goal.
Yeah.
That was my goal, was to get healthy and fit. It wasn't to lose weight. Of course, working out, the weight would fall off. So that wasn't my focus. As long as I did what I was supposed to do and committed to it, I knew
Hmm.
that it would take place. And it did. Plateaued after a year. Got to 179 from that 183, and it didn't move. Weight stayed there. And I was like, what's going on? Why is this? Now, I've always been the one that like lettuce. Now, here's another kicker. I'm allergic to fruits and vegetables.
Really?
I was waiting for the really or the oh my. Yes, I am allergic to fruits and vegetables. So a lot of people go, well, what do you eat? I say food. So when I got into the health and fitness, I always said food is food. I don't judge food 'cause I don't judge people. So I say
Mm-hmm.
food is food. And when I started out, I always loved lettuce because that's about pretty much all that I could eat. So the guy said, add some meat to it. So he had meat, and I added ham. He said, oh no, 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 no. So I added oven toasted turkey meat, and he said yes. So that's all I put in my salad. So it's just lettuce and that. That's it. I don't do nothing else in my in salad dressing. So did that, and then I started noticing I was doing the same thing over and over when I went to the gym. Same thing over and over and over. So
Mm-hmm.
I started doing my own research on exercise and fitness, and then I learned we have, almost over 800 muscles in our body, and the muscles have better memory than anything in your brain.
Right.
Muscle memory. So I'm like, that's why I'm stagnant. That's why I'm plateauing. I'm not changing what I'm doing. So I had to
Yeah.
start changing my routine on a weekly basis when I was going into the facility. But they don't teach you that there. They have
Right.
trainers and stuff there, but their goal is to get you to pay for that trainer.
That's it.
Yeah, that you can ask them a question. They might help you. They might give you a piece of an answer, but their ulterior goal was to keep you coming and
Mm-hmm.
get you to pay for those extra activities that take place in the gym. So as I kept progressing, it then led up to 2017, where I said, you know what? I need to see more of this in these type of settings. And I need it to be where they are really there for what we are paying to do.
For exactly,
So,
exactly.
because when you go into one room, the scale said one thing, and then when you go into another room, that scale said something different. So it was playing on people's mindset. Oh, I lost weight here, but then last week, oh, I know I ate that cupcake. Look, y'all, I gained that pound. You don't gain weight like that. I wish
Right.
people really could see and understand that a lot of this is water weight, is muscle, is fat. Like it's a whole puzzle piece to this
Right.
whole weight. People hear the word weight and they think pounds and
Right.
ounces. So I'm like, that's not how it worked. So 2017, well, actually November, I set out for my women's group fitness certification. That was going to be my first certification. And I took the exam and I completed that in December 2017. So that was my first
Okay.
certification doing women's group fitness. And so then I said, people was asking me personal. And I said, oh no, and personal trainer goes is more broader. So then that's when I went out in January of 2018, got my personal training, got my group
Mm-hmm.
certified specialist, and got my nutrition certification. So that played a big role for me. So then I opened up had my first class in April because I said, I got to do it my birthday. This will be my birthday celebration, starting my butts and guts class. And
Right.
it went well. And, and it's been going ever since 2018 when I started it. And, the numbers are up and down and it's free.
It is
So
free,
I
yeah,
tell people,
girl.
people rather go and they want to pay. And I don't knock people. As long as y'all going to work out, I'm all
Mm-hmm.
for it. I don't care who you go see, as long as it's not causing you a financial strain on what you're doing,
Right. Right.
go for it. All trainers are going to have different aspects on things, different way about doing things, a different way about saying things. I'm that trainer that said, Judy, but you said you want to eat steak. Okay. You don't have to eat the whole steak. It's another trainer that said, no, you can't have steak. I'm not going to tell an adult what they can and cannot eat.
Exactly. Because they're not trying to hear that.
And we
Mm-mm.
went through that as kids. We heard that enough.
Right.
So
Exactly.
and when you start telling individuals what they cannot do, the defying part is more gratifying than the rewarding part.
That's it. Yep.
So that's why I always say the fitness world, it plays on that mental, that spiritual, that emotional. It's not just about the physical. And it has to be something that you want.
That
Just
you
because
want to
I'm
do.
up here
Yep.
and I'm right, I'm doing what I want to do. People watch me all day, all the time. They say, girl, I see you. I'm coming. Okay, I'll be there when you come. I done sent people the flyer over and over again. They still haven't come.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll still be there. I'm still here. So, I just get to the point when you're ready, you'll know when
Yep.
you're ready. I'm not here to force nobody. Just like I tell a preacher or pastor, I'm not. They can't force somebody to come to their church. When they ready, they'll come. And I do the same thing with my fitness because I said
Mm-hmm.
this is the ministry that I was put in, the ministry of fitness. Now, if you'd have told me that back before 2013, I'd have laughed at you and be like, "Child, I don't do no running, none of that stuff." But
That's
here
why I
I am
said when I
doing
saw it, I
something.
was like, wow, okay, she doing this.
and doing something that was against the odds. I'm not. Let me rephrase that. I'm not with my bronchial asthma, with my fused ankle, with my patella degenerating in my right knee, my kneecap tilted in my left knee. I am not. When I say define the odds, I don't shot. When people tell me I can't do something, I'm gonna prove them wrong.
Go ahead. I know you are.
So when the
I know
doctors
you
was
are.
like, "Oh, don't stop taking that medicine," when I told them I quit it, well, I don't think that's in there. I said, well, we'll find out. If I drop dead, it was my time. If not, we're gonna work on something holistic. And that's what I got into, holistic stuff. Let's try some holistic methods. Let's meditate. Let's do some more of that. Let's get into some breathing techniques. Let's
Mm-hmm.
get into that, something that's holistic, something that is going to set your mind and clear it of
Right.
all negativity. Because we always go into the, oh my gosh, here we go again. Oh my gosh, with the negative mindset. So I'm always saying, take a deep breath in, clear out the negative energy, and just bring in positive vibes. So if I would have believed what those doctors said, I wouldn't have did it. If I wouldn't have
Right.
pushed myself, I wouldn't have did it.
Yeah.
I just had a bout with prednisone. I'm still doing it now with the prednisone. So right now my weight is back up. That didn't stop me. I'm still up here jumping around, and some of y'all might hear me breathing heavy, and some of y'all might not. But I'm, but I'm,
But you still
but
doing it.
but I'm
You still
here.
doing it.
I'm here, and like last night at my birthday celebration, them ladies danced for 2 hours straight. When I say they danced for 2 hours,
Wow.
we danced for 2 hours straight because I build stamina, I build endurance. I'm not trying to build abs. You get abs in the kitchen and in the kitchen cabinets and in the cupboards where you hide the snacks. You
Right.
know, I, I'm building core. Core strength is the back, and it strengthens. You use your core for everything in your back for every movement that you do.
Mm-hmm.
If that's weak, you're weak. If
Wow,
your
that's
core
true.
is not strong, it's not strong. People confuse core and abs. They think they're the same. And the core and the abs are two different things. You have 5 ab muscles. You have 35 core muscles.
Wow.
There's a difference. So if you only focusing on abs and only working those 5 abs, you got all these other muscle groups that are just there and doing absolutely nothing because you want these lines going across your belly.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You right
That's
though.
for me.
That's
I done did it. I'm over it. I did it. Okay. Okay. Oh, I didn't like it. It was protruding in my dresses. It wasn't cute for me. It wasn't sexy. I'll take a little roundness.
yeah.
And I, I tell people, everybody is not made to look the same. Everybody's
Ex-
not made to be skinny.
mm-mm.
Everybody's not made to be thick. Everybody's not, and I don't say fat, I say fluffy. So I tell people our bone structure and body structure is made the way that it is.
That's
You
it.
can't change that. You can't
Cannot
change
change.
that. You can change uh, your fat and your muscle, but you can't change that structure
Can't
of
change
your.
it.
Did that say the battery low? Hold on, let me plug this phone in. You can't change that. So that's why we focus on fat loss, not weight loss, and we focus on process. Not. I'm sorry, I'm plugging in this phone. Process, not the results.
Right. Right.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, so if I delete the broadcast. Yeah, so that's what I tell people. Don't focus on weight loss. If you ask me when was the last time I got on the scale, I can't tell you. When I go to the doctor, they see how much you weigh. I tell them. And you don't have to get on the scale. The scale is distracting, discouraging, and
It
set
is.
people up for
It
failure.
is. I agree.
Um, People get on that scale and say, "Oh, my first week and I lost 5 pounds." No, you lost water weight.
What?
I
Yeah.
hate to bust the bubble. You lost water weight. So, you don't lose weight in pounds. You lose weight in ounces and inches.
Yeah.
So people don't understand that. And I tell them, you see it first in your face and in your neck before you see it
Yep.
anywhere else.
Yep.
And so I try to get people to understand that and understand the concept about fitness. What is your why? What's your why, Judy?
My wife for what? For fitness?
Fitness. And it doesn't have to be weight loss. Fitness has a big realm of things that falls under the spectrum and the umbrella of it.
Yeah, I think for me it would just be for like health. It has never really been for me to like try to lose pounds and pounds. It's more or less
Right.
to stay healthy where I don't have to take
Exactly.
certain medications and none of that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I'm trying to get people to understand when they say they why. So when I do my consultations and people come to me and I have the questions and I said, why are you here? I said, no, hold on. Before you answer that, you can't put stomach and you can't put glutes. Glutes is your buttocks.
Right.
And they go, what? I said, you can't put stomach and you can't put glutes. So why are you here? Why? What is your purpose of wanting to get into fitness and working out without using those two things? It takes some people a really long time to figure that out. And I
Yeah.
told them when they get the answer, come back and see me. Yeah,
Yeah, because that's true though. That is true.
yeah. Because if that's your only focus, you're not ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not ready. When people walk up to me, the first thing they say, "Girl, they rub their belly? How can I get rid of this?" I said, work out your entire body. They go, huh? From your hair follicles down to your toenail cuticles. You got to work it all. It's not, you can't spot target fat. You
You
can't say, oh,
can't.
I'm just
No.
gonna work out and when I worked out all those years, my stomach was the last thing to go.
Yeah, that
But
it is. I don't
it
care
was
what
the
nobody
last,
say.
it was going down, but it didn't like it just go away.
It
And I
didn't.
wasn't zoned in on it either. I just let it do what it do. I had took my waist from a 29 to a 25. And then
Wow.
when I got down to 130, 36, 30 some pounds, I was like, oh no, I look like a bobblehead. I had to put that. I said, I need some pounds on me. I didn't like the way that I looked that way because I had
Mm-hmm.
been thin, as you know, my whole life. But coming from that, I was like, no, you older now. You know, that was too much. The neck was, I said, no. So that's when I went and got my certification in strength and conditioning to learn about weight training because I didn't want to look bulky, but I
Right.
wanted to be toned, I wanted to be fit, and I wanted to be tight. But I wanted it to be in a perspective where it was still feminine.
Right. Right. Right.
So and you know, and I get people that come to me that want to gain weight, that want to lose weight, or they want to maintain. So I have that whole arena of different people that work out with me.
That work. Yeah. Yeah. So would you say that so basically you started the fitness, is it because of what you encountered in the beginning? I know you said with your arms and stuff like that, or because when you found out, when you was diagnosed back then, and I mean, did all of that had play a part in as far as becoming a coach and learning more about it?
What got me into fitness was what I saw at the facility that I was attending.
Okay. Okay.
I saw that it wasn't for us. And I saw that it was about money. So and everybody know, when you put money in a perspective, is the passion really there?
Right.
Is the empathy really there? You
Mm-hmm.
know, is the specifics there? You telling me what my goals are. You telling me what I need to do. How many calories do you need to burn? Do a lot of people know that? No, they
Yeah, no,
don't.
they don't. Mm-mm.
They don't. And do they
Mm-mm.
know how much percentage of that is carbs? How many percent of that is fat? How many percent of that is protein? Do you know how many sugars are out there? How many sugars are out there? Different types of sugars. Do you know how many different types of sugars that's out there?
Girl, no, I don't know.
63.
And I was gonna say, I know it's a lot. I know it's a
And,
lot.
and, and there's sugar in everything. So it's sugar in everything. You just
Mm-hmm.
don't know it's sugar because if you don't see sugar, you don't realize something with OSE at the end is sugar.
Right.
Syrup is in a lot of stuff. That's sugar. Those who love to put honey in their tea, honey is sugar.
Right. Yeah.
So you just got to be mindful. When you say, "Oh, I quit doing sugar," you can't quit sugar. Sugar's everywhere.
It's in every, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
everywhere. And honestly, a lot of the stuff that people say we don't need, our body does need.
Mm-hmm.
Our body does need. There's certain nutrients, there's certain
Right.
vitamins, there's certain things that you get out of certain foods that our body does need. So when you look at it, and when I looked at it, when I was at the gym and I was working out, and I went to an all women's gym. I didn't do a unisex gym. I didn't
Oh,
want a
okay.
unisex. No, I went to all women's. I didn't have time for that. Yeah, when I was scoping out facilities,
Mm-hmm.
it was too much, and I was like, ugh, no, can you
I didn't
sweaty?
even know they had our women's gym.
Yeah, the rack. That was it was a husband and wife that owned the rack, and they owned it wasn't LA Fitness. It was before they bought them out at right before COVID because they separated. But yeah, it was all women's gym. It was called Rack. It was one in Pittsburgh. They had a couple of them here in
Oh, okay.
Rochester. Excellent. And the difference and the thing you learned there is there's two type of weights because the weights that you would use at another facility was different at the all women's gym. So I was learning a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I was learning a lot without realizing what he was setting me up for. So I was like, "Oh God, you got a funny way of doing things." So I was learning things as I was going along, and I was like, "Oh wow." So I said, you know what? I need to get into something. So the church at that time was starting to get into the health and the wellness things as well. So that's how it all came to a fruition. And it was just like one door opening after
But yeah,
another. And it was just a blessing after one blessing. So I was able to do the ministry there, open it up to the public. And I didn't charge anybody. I didn't charge anybody. So when I saw what I saw at the gym and I saw that it wasn't for us, there wasn't us in there.
right.
I said, I wanted, you know how people say, oh, y'all always talking, but y'all don't do nothing about it. I did something about it.
Yeah, you did.
And
Yeah.
then, of course, all these others started popping out. Oh, we've been here, we've been doing it. That's cool. I haven't seen you. I didn't know you existed. I don't know what kind of marketing you were using, but it wasn't there for me. And I said, maybe because I'm just getting into the game.
Right.
So, but now then fitness became this whole big money thing. So more and more people got into it. And like I said, it's about the dollar sign. Because when I do personal training and nutrition, I charge. But what I charge, people's like, that's it? I said, I'm not here for that. I said, that's going to be a donation to go towards a piece of equipment or something I'm probably going to buy.
Right. Right.
So all the equipment that you see me using and at my classes, I pay for. I don't have grants. I'm not LLC. I'm not
Wow.
501c. Every piece of equipment, and that when I say that room is I purchased out of my
It's and
pocket.
I saw it too because I was
Yeah.
looking at it. I was like, wow, it's a lot of stuff in there.
Yes, I pay for every piece of equipment out of my pocket. Swipe my card,
Wow.
mine's. Didn't ask anybody for a dime, and I don't charge my students. Everybody that come is free. It's free. So and that's my give back. You know what I'm
And that's
saying? That's
awesome.
my give back, and that's my passion because I'm like I got to work out whether I work out with y'all or not. So then when COVID, I was always making little goofy videos before I started my own when I was working out at the gym, like in the wintertime doing 2 and 2 and trying to encourage people like, girl, you were so
Right.
funny. And I try to make working out fun for people because it can be a tedious little
It can be.
annoyance,
Yes, it can be.
and it's hard for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard. So I started getting up in the mornings and say, okay, COVID hit. What we gonna do now, y'all? Everybody got online. Everybody got access to online. Meet me
Right.
in Zoom. Come, I'm online, y'all. We jumping rope. During COVID, I went around the city and passed out jump ropes.
Wow.
Free. I did jump ropes. Here, who wanted one? Who want one? Went and passed out jump ropes to people around the city. Had multiple jump rope challenges. I had so many people say, if it wasn't for you, I don't know what I would do COVID. Between your videos of working out and you and your mama,
Yeah.
and that was just my way of giving back and looking at it like, wow, like this girl's like, I haven't jumped rope since elementary school. And so and just
That's
getting people
awesome.
with the hoops. So when I saw what I saw at the gym and I saw that it wasn't no empathy, there was no compassion, it was just more about the dollar sign. That's why I started P&K Fitness 4.21.
Wow. And you do amazing with it
Thank
because
you.
when I see you, like I said, girl, sometimes I watch, and I'll admit, I don't always say anything because you be gone. You just be into whatever you doing
I
and
do.
in your
I do.
classes. And I just sit there and watch. Like the other day I was watching and it was funny though. It was funny though because y'all was doing something where they was on the floor and they had the string the rope and they were sliding
Oh
across the
yeah.
floor.
Oh, you was on TikTok watching us.
Yeah, TikTok. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm only live on TikTok because of the music. Facebook and Instagram they kick me out. So,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, and they did that after they did 25 exercise equipment, 3 rounds at 50 seconds each, 2 rounds, and then 30 seconds the third round. And then I had them
Wow.
do it. I had them pull their own body weight up that battle rope, and
When
that
I
battle
seen
rope
it, I said I
is
would have been stuck. I would have been stuck. I would have
you
been
see,
just
mommy
like your
got
mama. I
stuck.
would have been. Stuck.
Mommy did good. She got
She
halfway
did
down the
though.
road.
She did.
She did, and she got bad shoulders, so I was proud of her. And Felice too, a lot of them, because they was like they tried to get out of it, and I was like, they know they cannot say can't, they can't say I couldn't, I shouldn't. No negative words are allowed. No negative words allowed. Mommy said, well, I'm going to hold the camera. And I said, Pebbles going to hold it for you when you do it. And the police, she kept trying to help me with the rope. I said, I got the rope because it was two other people at the end
At
holding
the
the rope.
end, yeah.
And it was only me on my end. So I was holding all of them and the person pulling the rope by myself. So that's why I tell people, don't judge people by the cover of their book. Because
But
I
yeah.
can hold my own. I'll be done kicked you with this foot so hard, you'd be surprised that little foot can hit that hard. So so the strength in these ladies and all these ladies, everybody in that class, except for the little young man that was 6.5. He said six and
Mm-hmm.
a half. Everybody in that class is AARP. Everybody.
Wow.
Everybody in that class is in their 50s and 60s. And my mama was the only 70 plus year old. And they did that.
They did. Yeah, they do
They did
good.
that.
They do
And
really good in there.
they do really good. They fuss, they whine, they holler, they complain, but they show up every week.
See,
They show
every
up
so
every
you do
week.
it once a week?
I do that class once a week, but I'm online twice a week. So they join me in the morning. So that Monday night we do class at 6. Tuesday morning and Thursday morning at 6:30 a.m. I'm online on all social media platforms. So I'm on
Girl.
Instagram, I'm on my Facebook page, my fitness Facebook page, and TikTok. So I'm online 6:30 a.m. in the mornings on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now tomorrow I'm not getting up because I'm on vacation and I'm gonna sleep in tomorrow.
I was
But
gonna say, so what time do you normally have to be to work?
8 o'clock, 8:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30.
Wow, see, that's what I'm saying. You just be doing it.
Yeah, because Tuesday I went to bed at 4 something, got back up because they thought I wasn't coming in. Oh, and I'm in Zoom. So if like I have people that's out of state and in state, they're in
Mm-hmm.
Zoom. So I have about 6, 7 people that be online with me on Zoom doing it too. On top of when you say I have 4 phones in front of me, literally 4 phones and a
Wow.
laptop. So that's why when when I work out with y'all. I'm like doing it with y'all. I'm like making
Right.
sure, like I'm talking, make sure your posture right, make sure your form right, because I don't want anybody to hurt themselves.
Right.
And the
Right.
ones, and I can't see people except the ones in Zoom to straighten their posture and their stuff out. But the people that's doing it from Facebook and Instagram, I have to say it out loud. And then it's so funny because one of the students, like, they'll come back and watch the live later from the fitness page. And she be like, why every time you be like, breathe, I be holding my breath. And I said, because a lot of people hold their breath when they exercise.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
have to remind them to breathe because
You
they
got to
think
breathe.
that's
Yeah.
easier. And I'm like, you're actually making exercise worse, harder for you. But so that reminder, so now they got it. They be like, girl, I've been doing stuff and I hear you in my head. Breathe, get your chin up,
That's
put your
awesome,
toes to the
Shannon. That's
ceiling.
that's that's awesome. So
Yeah,
so um, you also do line dancing.
yes. So
What
I
made you
got
get into that?
that was a fluke. That was a fluke because when I stopped doing dance years ago, I was like, my family, and they be like, when we go out, be like, oh, now she got like she too cute to dance, too old to dance, because I don't, because they know I'm the dancer. So I just be like, I dance when I have to, but I'm retired from that too. I'll come out of retirement on certain holidays and my birthday, but I be like, so a lot of people from back then know that I dance, but like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
the newer people don't. So my pastor First Lady McReynolds had her 50th birthday party, and the DJ was my goddaughter's father. So, and he knows that I dance because his daughter's mother was one of my dancers.
Right.
So, and he knows that I line dance because whenever he does parties and stuff, I'm always the one on the floor. So he started the line dance music. We was line dancing at
Mm-hmm.
the birthday party, and of course I ended up teaching while I was there. And I'm like, okay, how did this happen? But that's just always me, always been the teacher.
Right.
So one of the first lady and another member was like, you should do line dance classes. And I was like, huh? It's like, you should do line dance classes. And I'm like, huh? And I was already doing Monday and Tuesdays at the church.
Oh.
I was already doing Mondays and Tuesdays at that time. And that was just the fitness. And I said, okay, we could do Tuesdays. And they said, oh, what about other class? I said, we'll move that to Thursday. I said, we'll do Tuesday once a month. We'll do Tuesdays from 5:30 to 7:30. And it's like, okay, that once a month never happened. It was every Tuesday from the first day.
That went from once a month to every. Wow.
I
Every.
never, I never, I never got to do once a month. From that first class, December 4, 2021, if that was that first Tuesday in December, I never did a month or every other week. It went every Tuesday.
Wow.
And we've been going strong since 2021. All of my stuff is trademarked and registered and patented. And
That's awesome.
yeah, so I have a lot under my, so P&K Fitness 4.21 started 2017. I did the DBA and everything for it. And
Mm-hmm.
then I call my classes the umbrella that falls up underneath it. So I have my guts and things. Now it started out butts and things, but it was a whole big old thing with the trade. So I just left it alone and switched it to guts and things. And then the P&K Steppers is the line dancing. So we started doing that, and then it was just a fitness line dance thing. Judy, when I tell you I had them in there with resistant bands, they was like, that's not what we signed up for.
I know
I was
that's
like,
right. I know.
well, y'all know I'm unorthodox. I don't do stuff the traditional way like everybody else. Even my fitness classes, as you see, is unorthodox. So I like to be different and outside the box and make it fun because I want people to come back.
Right.
Yeah. So the line dancing, they have resistant bands on. They was like, oh my God, my glutes, my thighs, my legs. I said, they're gonna be so nice for the summer. So know,
It's
or
like, okay.
if they not moving their arms, I'll walk out the room and hand them some dumbbells. I haven't done that in a while because they don't learn. I would hand them some dumbbells. I would walk out the room and be like, put these on your ankles. You dragging your feet, put these weights on your ankles. So that
That's
was the stuff. That was the stuff that I did in the beginning. So a lot of them, they move. They be moving like, y'all better move. Y'all better move. So, and that was another thing, and building endurance. So
yeah.
then we got invited to one event, and it just was a domino
Yeah,
effect
that's what
after
I was
that.
gonna say because I see y'all. I be seeing y'all like all different type of functions. Wait a minute, I lost her. Let me see. I don't know what happened. She had to come back in, y'all. Sorry about that. Shannon. Um, Let me see. I got to bring you back in because I don't know what happened.
See me? There we
Um,
go. There
okay,
we
there you
go.
go. I don't know what
Okay.
happened, but
Okay. I'm like, wait, where'd she go?
that's why I was like, hold on, y'all, hold on. She just, I don't know what happened, but it's okay.
Okay.
But yeah, when I seen y'all at different places and stuff, I was like, "And girl, y'all be getting it though. Y'all be doing it."
Yeah. Yes. So the line dancing. So when we went, we was invited to an event, and it was supposed. I asked her. So I said, because what I did was in line dancing, that wasn't the type of style line dancing that I did professionally. So when I'm gonna do something for me, even though it was classes, and now I'm going
Mm-hmm.
out to events, for me now it's a profession. So
Right.
I always like that. I always like to have my information and be thorough. So I did my research, on
Right.
line dancing, where it came from. A lot of people think line dancing started with the cowboys and the boots and all that. No, it was us. 1800s, it was us. And
Wow.
it was the Europeans, the Indians, and the African Americans that started line dancing. So what they called it was the rituals. When they got
Mm-hmm.
into the dance and danced around the fires and did all that type of stuff as their culture, that was considered line dancing. So
Okay.
even when I went to the reservation, Indian reservation, and they said get in line, and stay in line, and it was the same thing. It's line dancing.
Line
So that
dancing.
started back to the 1800s, and then it ended up in Ohio, in Ohio, and
Mm-hmm.
that's where it nurtured from there
Right.
and broadened into more of this type of perspective of line dancing. So that's why I tell people when I started, I had to think of a concept that would work for me. What would stand out from the rest. I
Right.
said, ladies, we're gonna wear cowboy boots. Everybody, what? I said, that's where line dance started from. It was the cowboy boots. We not cowgirls and cowboys. No, we not. That's where it originated from. I want. If I'm gonna do it, I want the foundation to be the foundation.
Right. So they're not right.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's where. And so when I explained the history, I said, look up the history, where it came from, where it started, and I said I want that to be our signature. So and that's what we did. And then I said I wanted to make the shirts. So people was like, when I started doing the shirts, my logo is me, of course. My logo is me. So people
Yeah, I
like,
see it.
oh. so So people like, oh, that's kind of conceited. I said, it's not being conceited. This is my brand. I'm my brand. So
That's right.
why
That's
not be
it.
me? If I'm gonna market something, why not market myself? I
That's
said,
right.
I don't need a silhouette of somebody else or somebody create something that's not of me. This is me.
That
So,
makes
and this is
sense.
me with, and this was a picture that I took when I was in class, and I gave it to this guy and told him to have it drawn, and he created it for me. And so I said, why not market myself? Because
That's
that's
right.
who my
Mm-hmm.
brand is. And that's just where it came from. And I change the background all the time to vibrant colors because I love vibrant colors, and I play to themes to people what they do. So when we started going and doing events, I always ask people, what's your theme? Is there a color? And try to play that part and
Right.
roll it. What
Right.
type of music you want? Now I always dance to clean music. I don't do the hardcore, and if it don't have a clean version, I'm not doing it. So that's just me. So we did a 100-year birthday party this last summer,
Mm-hmm.
and she Miss Pickney, and she into the church, the mother of the church. So there's this guy, and when I say when God works in funny ways, I just happened to be on Instagram in the wee hours of the morning, and this young man, he took like songs that were like regular R&B or rap song and made them into gospel songs.
Wow.
And he had did um blow the whistle, which is one of our line dances, but
Mm-hmm.
he put it into a gospel mix. He made it a gospel song. So at the event, I did the line dances to the songs in gospel music, and they loved it. They
Wow.
loved it. And then she wanted boots on the ground.
Girl, yeah, that girl,
So,
everybody they was just wearing that
oh my,
out last summer.
I'm so glad that done.
Woo!
They wore that song out. Do you hear me?
Out.
When I say they wore that out, they they went past the ground. They done dug holes.
Look, and Shannon, they wore that song out, and I still don't know how to do it.
I got tutorials up. Go to my YouTube or my TikTok. I got tutorials out.
I'm gonna have to
But yeah,
look
they
at it
wore
because I
that
still
song.
don't know how to do it, girl.
And they still requesting it. They somebody just requested it for their mother's birthday, her I think 90th birthday party. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay. That be when I'll be like, let me when they play it, I'll be like, I'm going over here. They be like, where you going? I'm going over here. I'm like, I done danced. And I still have a billboard. How many times have you danced to this song?
Girl, they played that song out last summer.
Out. That and them fans. Oh Lord.
Yes, them fans. I was so sick of them fans.
Girl, we never did them. We didn't do them for one. I take in consideration people around me and what they do. In my situation, I have sensitive ears, so the popping of that fan
They're
irritates
popping.
my ears.
Yeah.
The wind of the fans having sensitive ears, because I was preemie, so I got a lot of issues. So I take in consideration other people that might be hard of hearing, people that may have PSTD that's there. So I take a lot
Exactly.
of that stuff into consideration when I'm performing, because you don't know what and who it can trigger.
Yeah.
So they be like, oh, y'all don't pop fans. I said, no, first of all, for me, it's a distraction, because if you look at the people, they'll be ready to pop them fans, but they messing up the dance.
Yeah. Exactly.
Learn to dance and then
Ex-
pop a fan. That's just my
Learn to
take
dance
on it.
before popping them
Learn to
fans.
dance and then pop a fan. Or how about you just learn to dance and take that fan when we done got hot and
Yeah. Right.
yeah, and then I had fans made before that song even came out, and they don't pop. So somebody had took one of my fans with a pop it and they broke it. I said, that's not that fan type of fan. It's like, oh, how much was it? When I said how much it was, it's like, oh, I said this is customized.
Yeah, they ain't popping. Yeah. Them
Yeah, I
poppers.
said,
Ooh.
and I did that intentionally. I didn't want that noise. And then when we went to participate, this lady, as a gift for us participate in her event, she gave us fans. So my mama and them be out with the fan. I was like, if y'all don't put the, I said, go get your whistle, blow the whistle. That's what you can do. So yeah, so we don't use fans in our group, and if we doing it playing around. And I one a time or two times or three or four, I've shown them. Oh, it's not because I can, and I popped and hooked the fan up, and that's like, oh, I said, don't get it twisted now.
Yeah, girl. That them fan girl. Hmm.
Yeah,
That's
the fan,
awesome.
yeah, that died down too. So yeah, I'm hoping they stay over that way with it and focus more on dancing. So line dancing, when I got into it, a lot of people were skeptical. Like, what is she
Mm-hmm.
doing? Questions was asked, and why is she? And I thought she was a fitness instructor. Line dance is fitness.
It's still
Any
fit. Hmm.
it's cardio. It's whatever you make of it. And I used to be a choreographer, but if you ask, instead of whispering and mumbling or assuming, I've been an open book. I tell people, or so when they said that, oh, she line dancing now, oh, she line, yeah, we line dancing now. So there's traditional line dance, and then there's what they call the trail ride line dance. And a lot of people, I tell them the difference is the traditional, you'll hear the regular R&B music. It's going to
Hmm.
be a lot more spins and pivots, a little more slow, some fast songs. And then that trail ride, of course, you see is the same moves in different ways on different songs. That's all.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of the same moves. And they use the same moves in traditional, but it's more broader. So traditional is more spread out.
Hmm.
We're more spread out, not on top of each other. Whereas trail riding, they packing in
They show
like a
packed in.
they packing in, so they're closer, and it's smaller movement versus traditional. We might do a ball and chain. We might do a ballroom turn. We might we're gonna shuffle.
Right,
We're gonna
right,
spin it out. So where trail riding is just gonna be that 1 2 little rock, 1 2 little rock, and the bumping grind and stuff that they do now. They kind of taken away from the dancing for me for that.
right.
So I've been, I'll do some of them, but I tell people I'm not doing all of them because I'm not. We're not going to be at an event and there's children and elders there and bumping and grinding. It just
Exactly,
to a certain extent.
exactly.
Now we gonna do a hit roll because let me tell you, don't them elders get up now. They'll get up when we at events and they will get up and hit roll with us. Uh, but some stuff just ain't for
Right, it's
everything,
not.
and
Yeah,
plus
it's
we
not.
all got bad knees. We ain't trying to get down there and can't get up.
Girl, I know that. Listen, I know that's right. For real.
Yeah, so no, I try to keep it clean, keep it professional. I try to keep it fun. I try to get the crowd involved, and I have my microphone on. So line dancing is an outlet for a
Yeah.
lot of people. It's a place where this is their time. They can come and let their hair down, and listen to me throw my tantrums and ignore me. They don't pay me no attention. When we about to do a performance, they call me Debbie Allen, little Debbie Allen Jr. I be like, y'all know you better that turn better be there, and if you mess up, don't be standing like a deer headlights. Keep going, and they know me. I'm gonna be up front, but I'm gonna be doing my own thing because I'm extra. So y'all
But
better
that's
learn
all
these
right
dance
though.
moves.
That's all right.
Yeah. And I tell them and a lot of people don't realize when you're doing it for fun, you're doing it for fun. But when you're performing, it's entertaining.
It's
So
entertain. Yeah.
it's entertainment. So I'm going to put more into it. And if you sitting there watching me and we all just doing it like we in class, so you like this, like they not done yet. No, I want to entertain. And that's why
Right.
when people reach out to me, they say, "Oh, I saw you over here and I love how you interacted. I love how so those type of things." And I tell people what motivates me is my students, them continue to come back, them continue to go, hearing the positive feedback that I hear from people in the community, people I don't even know, people come from out of town, they're like, I follow you. They come to weddings and stuff. Oh yeah, I follow her. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. That's
I'm like,
awesome.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll be
So
surprised. I'm telling you, I've been
I was.
following you, and then I see you on Instagram, TikTok, I see you on all of them platforms, and I
Yeah.
just think it's awesome. It just really
Thank
is,
you.
and it's so crazy because I was in Rochester, and I don't know why I should have just because I would have loved to just. I wouldn't have been able to do anything in your class, but I would have been able to sit there and just both of them. But it
Right.
just, when it just didn't click. And I was in Rochester for like 2 weeks.
And you could have came to a class.
And
And
I would
mommy,
went,
I have
girl, I
three
would have came
students.
right there and sat in there.
I have three students they exercise from the chair.
Really,
They do everything we do from the chair,
girl, I
modified.
would have
I have
sat
them
there in the
doing
chair
modified.
too, because I'm still,
Mommy, Felice,
getting it
and
together.
Cherie, yeah, they do it, and sometimes like they do it from the chair. And a lot of people don't even realize the chair is even harder because you stabilizing your core.
Yeah.
So yeah. So my mom, every time she go to her doctor, the doctor be like, "What you doing?" She said, "My daughter." I had to tell her to stop saying my daughter killed me. I said, "Stop, take that part out for you. Be done got a dark CPS over trying to see what I was doing on you."
Right.
So, but yeah, yeah, I do a lot of modified. I always try to call it out. I always try to make sure that everybody can participate. That's
That's
one thing
good.
about me.
That's good.
Even with the line dancing, when they can't spin, I'm gonna give you a modification. Say, okay, do it this way and get there, get to this spot. When we turn it, at the same time. So you'll see there's sometimes that my mom is standing up front. She not spinning because she can't spin because there's some people that have vertigo. So
Right.
she can't spin. So I work way in there. So when we done spinning, she'll do the turn, just that one turn to end up where we're at. So she can join back in and do the rest of the dance. So I have
That's
a couple of
awesome.
students that do that too. So I try to make it comfortable for everybody. I try to make sure, everybody can participate, make sure everybody is comfortable. And I tell people, like, my students, a lot of them know because they when they go to their doctor and they get their results, they're like, "Girl, look at my doctor." I got up. They give me the praise report from their doctor, and that's what motivates me.
And that's what
I mean,
more exactly. That
I
keeps
have
you
people from
going. That, yeah,
Florida.
that would, yeah.
Yep,
That shows
I
that
have
you're
my
doing
student from
something right.
Florida. Yep, she sent me everything. She said, "Look at my doctor gave me a report." She said, "Thank you so much." She said, "If it wasn't for you," and she followed me from Florida. I got a couple from California. I got people all over. Like I
Wow.
said, the wedding that I did last year, the bride was selling the bridemaid that walked up. She said, "This who I was doing her workouts in the evening online that got me able to get in my dress." She said, "I follow Coach Pinky." And I was like, wow. And she's like, "You do?" And the bride was like, "She live in Philly." And I was like, wow.
See, look at that. That's what's up right there. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Two of my
That's
students
why I
that be in
say,
Zoom every day. One is in Virginia and the other one is in Philly. And they both have been with me 5 and 3 years.
wow.
They be in Zoom. They be right there in Zoom with me. They've been working out with me. Miss April said she was laying in the bed and she kept saying, "Who is this girl?" Always talking about, "I know you in the bed watching. I know you sitting on the couch watching." And she said finally one day she got up and she joined. And when I say she made in those 5 years have missed 2 classes.
Wow. So what's that? That's
Yeah.
a Zoom class or that's when
Yeah,
you
that's online in the morning. So I have a Zoom link, and then I have where you can log into Facebook fitness page, the Facebook
yeah,
page,
because I seen
Instagram,
you a
or
couple times on there.
TikTok
Yeah, I've seen you a
in the
couple
morning.
times on there.
And
Yeah.
then sometimes Facebook is funny; they won't let me log in. So I'll be like, "Yeah, I better know all the platforms," because sometimes I'll go live and it won't let me go live. I don't, these apps, the algorithm.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what's going on. So yeah, sometimes I may not be on one, but I'm always going to be on one or the other. So that's why I tell people make sure you have that link to the Zoom too. So if you want to join there, you can.
That's awesome. That's so awesome, Shannon, because
Mhm.
you just don't know like the people that you're helping. I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
it's just evident to see you, and then all these people that out of state all over the place.
all
That's
over the
huge.
place.
And I was when I looked at it and I saw your followers, I said, "Oh my goodness,
And that was on YouTube, on TikTok. Yeah, I think I'm at 211,000.
girl,
It was
yeah,
higher.
something like that. You
It
do
was like
something."
at 213,000. But when they had cut off TikTok, a lot of people didn't come back or they started new pages. So when they do that, you lose that friend. So that's why a lot of that happened. But I mean, I was like, wow. It just started going and going. I was like, okay. And like YouTube, I think I'm at 10.7K. Instagram, I'm at like
Girl, you a
6,800.
lie, because I looked at him. I said, "Look at her right here. This girl."
Yeah,
I told my
yeah.
husband, I said, "Yo," I said, "She got mad followers."
It was so funny because I was at this concert one time and the girl came up to me and she's like, "You Coach Pinky, right?" And I said, "Yeah." So she said, "Oh my gosh, I follow you." She said, "What you doing in Rochester?" I said, "I live here." So she went and told her friend, and the friend, they didn't believe I lived here. I was like, "I live here." They said, "We've been following you all this time. We did not know you was from Rochester."
Wow, look at that.
Yep.
But
Yep.
you
I
know
said,
what? One
yeah.
thing about it, and I can say, you have the personality. You know what I'm saying? You make it
Thank you.
fun. You
Thank
make
you.
it interesting. Because, like I said, there's sometimes I sit there and I don't know, for whatever reason I might be on there early in the morning. It just all depends. And then I just stroll through then I look at my watch. I'll be like, this girl on here. Who does this? This is what I'm saying to myself.
I,
Who is doing this now? But I'm like,
yeah.
I see the people that are actually on there and
Mm-hmm.
doing it with you.
Yep, yep. And I'm not one of them trainers that's gonna come to the screen and talk to you while you doing the work. I'll be right here on
You
the
be doing,
stroke, stand
yeah.
up, right there with you. That's why I tell people if y'all talking to me, I can't see y'all right now. I'm getting my workout in with y'all. So and I tell people, and this is another wow. A lot of people don't realize I'm not monetized on anything.
Wow, and all the followers.
I'm not monetized on anything. No, people like, are you crazy? For one, when I was gonna do it back when COVID happened on, because I was on TikTok before TikTok, because my niece had got on TikTok, so I was a
Hmm.
parental, guardian and
Right.
watch her while she was on TikTok. So I was only on there for that. I wasn't posting nothing because I've been a family entertainer, like doing what I do my whole life. I was always
Right. Right.
doing entertaining family, friends, everybody. I'm always the goofball. So TikTok just gave me a platform to do it on outside of the house. So um, when I went to get monetized, they wanted my W-9, and then that's when I looked into them. I said, "Oh, they over there, the country. You want my social? I mean, I ain't got no top. I mean, I got good credit, but I don't know y'all like that. Be having my social security number and my W. Why y'all need to know my business?
All of
You
that,
pay,
and they do. I don't
yeah,
understand that either.
yeah, you paying me, so I'm not. I wasn't comfortable with it. I was not. I didn't hear any horror stories about it, but I wasn't comfortable with it. What I also didn't like was the fact was a lot of people that quit their jobs to do that full time, so they would take your page from you without any explanation. You don't quit your job. That was your sole income, and they over in a whole nother country. What you gonna do? You can't go to human rights. You can't go to
You
HR.
can't
Like,
exactly,
so they
exactly.
take your page down just because, and ain't nothing you can do about it. And but you got bills to pay. So or they control not or and they control your page. So they got different departments or whatever they want to call it
Right.
that you can do, and you have to stick with that. I'm all over the place. I do comedy.
You t-
I like people to laugh. I want people to laugh. So I'm always hilarious. I do fitness. I do line dancing. I'm gonna just do me. Put some selfies up. I'm gonna put the grandkids up. So my algorithm is all over the place.
right.
But when I go into RB3, the guy said, "You was on my FYP," and I'm like, "Oh, I was." So
Wow.
I'm like, "Okay," but I just that W-9 thing just threw me. I couldn't do it. I was like, "Nah."
Yeah, because you definitely got the followers. You sure got the
Yeah.
followers.
And I work for the government, and I don't, we target. So I be like, I gotta be careful.
Oh
I be
yeah,
careful
yeah.
with
You're
stuff
right
like
about
that.
that.
I be like, I be like, I just didn't feel comfortable. I mean, because all you needed was my PayPal account, and PayPal is like one of the hardest people to get into. You never heard them being hacked or anything. So
Right.
that's how you paying me. That's all you needed.
That's
That's all
it.
you
Yeah.
needed. So I just didn't feel comfortable giving them my W-9s. I didn't in Facebook. I never looked into it. I never looked into it on YouTube. I never looked into it.
Girl, you
I just never did.
definitely will get paid. That's for sure. So
That's what everybody
Shannon,
say.
do you think you're gonna be retiring from the city anytime soon, or how much longer you
No.
think you?
No, I just turned 56. So when because my mom retired at 55, so that's the only reason why I know all of that. You don't get your full benefits and stuff. And with the way that they cutting and messing around with insurance and all that stuff, and with my medical situations, I need my benefits.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have so this is the thing. When I said I got in tune with my body, I'm the type of person. I have a high tolerance for pain.
Mm,
So when something's going on and I know it's something wrong, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm my own medical professional until I need the medical professional
until
that
you
I
need
pay.
it.
So I try to avoid that because the first thing they want to do is shove a pill down your throat or. So I wanted to avoid that, and I wanted to make sure when I went and talk to them that I know what I'm talking about and that I'm being heard. So a lot of doctors, they'll just, oh yeah, then go to the therapy, physical therapy. And no, well, no, 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 no. I can do my own physical therapy. I don't need to do that. I've done that. It's not working.
Right.
Something's going on. We don't need the X-rays. Let's just go straight to MRI. But so for me, not only do I have the bronchial asthma, not only I have the food allergies. I have allergies. Period. I'm allergic to everything. I'm allergic to the sun. All of that stuff. So every 6 months, like people don't know, I have to go get an EKG. Like my heart's monitored. I have to go get blood work every month because my kidneys and my liver is being monitored. So here I am, all doing all what I do, but I have my own trials and tribulations that I go through on a daily basis. So
Right.
that's why I tell people, you never know what somebody's going through. You don't know
Okay.
where somebody's been, and you don't know where we're going. So that's why I say I live every day as if my last. Because when I got sick last year, if I hadn't been fit and healthy, not somebody walking around with a six pack and no fitness, fit and healthy, I would have been hospitalized.
Wow.
I would have definitely been hospitalized. If I wasn't, and I didn't have no strength for the 2 weeks that I was going through, because it took 2 weeks for the pain to start subsidizing. It, if I didn't have the strength that I had from doing my fitness and my health stuff, I would have had to be hospitalized. I when I say it was horrific, like horrific. I had the worst paralyzing spasms in my back,
Wow.
in my pelvic. Like it was crazy. I mean, I was over here on a cane, and it would take me to get up about 20 minutes, like literally.
Wow.
So it was bad. And I tell people, you never know when you're gonna need what you're doing. So now I'm like, when we be doing the crazy stuff, like, girl, I'm pushing this sled, and I made the video. I'm pushing this sled with all this weight. Girl, what you a senior citizen. What you doing all this for? Now I'm pushing my daddy, a 180-pound grown man in a wheelchair. Okay.
Yeah, I see. I mean, yeah, I remember you saying hearing
So
that.
you never know when you're gonna need what you're doing. You know how you say, well, I don't need no algebra. What I need algebra for? I ain't gonna help you. You
Right.
know, why I need to take this accounting class? I'm majoring in business, because you're running a business that requires you to know accounting. You got to know what your accountant is
You
doing.
gotta know.
You know, you got to check your books too. You can't just 100% trust somebody else. So I say all that to say this: when you get into fitness, one thing is going to happen for sure, and the mindset will definitely change. You're going to hear, for one thing, you're going to hear 100 different ways from different trainers, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because now you not only have certified trainers, you have influencers, you have
Influencers. Yep.
creators. So
Yep.
you have those that's just out there making the money, but they really just doing it. Because I asked somebody that you're following, or somebody that you're doing, have you ever seen them do a workout? Are you following them because of the 15-second video you saw them do?
Yep. That's it.
When have
You're
you
right.
ever saw them actually work out? Not walking on a treadmill for an hour talking to you on live. Like
Right.
actually work out. Every man that has attended my class, and some women, but men who have attended my Guts and Things class, came one time and has never returned, and said they ain't playing with me. It was like, I said, because men focus on strength building. They want to pump
Right.
weight. They want to do pull-ups. They want to do push-ups. They don't really focus on stamina and endurance.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's a key factor when you're working out with health and fitness. That endurance and that stamina, your breathing techniques, stretching, and meditating. Those are
Yeah.
your key factors when you're working out. And when you get to the point, and if you have to go to the doctor, remember your doctor works for you. You're paying them,
That's it.
not the
That's
other
it.
way around. Don't let them rush you out of an exam. Don't let them rush you out of a conversation.
Mm-mm.
You was scheduled for an appointment. Your appointment is your appointment. I don't care who coming next. I don't
That's
care.
right.
I
You're
sat in
right.
the waiting room. I sat in the waiting room and waited. I sat in the room and waited. They gonna wait. I got questions. And if you got an exam coming up and stuff is going on, I tell my students, start making a list, because when you
Yeah.
get there, you're gonna forget something.
Mm-hmm.
Start making a list of questions you want to ask them. I email my doctor so much, they listen. They just bill me my copay and then call it a day.
You do gotta ask questions though.
You
You know,
gotta ask
you really
questions.
you gotta ask questions. And I mean, I've never well actually I was never in that situation anyways. So
Mhm.
but when I was diagnosed and stuff, girl, I had questions. I had them in my cell phone, in my
Right,
notes and everything.
right. Am I blurry to you?
Uh-uh.
Oh, it looks blurry. Hold on, let me clean the face. Okay.
Yeah, I asked questions. There was no, yeah. So you're right. You got to ask questions.
You have to
Yeah.
ask questions. And you can and my doctors, they laugh. My doctor that retired, I had him since I was 18. He was awesome. So, you go to office, oh, you got the flu. Okay, the flu. Yeah. Now they go, oh, you got the bug. Which bug? The bee, the ant? What bug? And they be looking at me like, you serious? What bug?
What
What
bug?
bug?
Right.
So everybody got the same symptoms. My symptoms not the same as the other person. So, but you gonna prescribe us the same medicine? Yeah.
Right.
I
That's
mean,
true, though. You're right.
I had when I went the situation that I had last year, and I went to the hospital. He said the doctor in emergency said, you want me to admit you or you want me to let you go home?
Like, really?
Of course, I want to go home. I want to be in my bed. I want to take a shower because hospitals are gross to me. But at the end of the day, if you feel like I need to be hospitalized, you're the one with the medical certification degree, not me. But come to find out what he diagnosed because I came home. I'm like, I'm going home. I can't stay here because him asking me that threw me all the way off. I
Right.
said, I'm going to go home and I'm going to just call my doctor on Monday. So when I called my doctor on Monday. He never answered. So he released me from the hospital saying I had a kidney infection. I'm on Google. I'm looking like kidney infection. Say, you got to be hospitalized. I'm like, this man let me go. Am I going to die? Do I need to go back to the hospital? I'm like,
Right. Right.
call my doctor on Monday. Call my doctor on Monday. He didn't. And I'm like, you need to call me back. You see, I went to the hospital. He calls me back. He said, Shanden, that's not what you got. He said, if you'd have had a kidney infection, you'd have had to be hospitalized. I said, I sent him the discharge paper through the chart. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I saw that. I said, why would he say that? And I filed a complaint because that's terrifying to
Yeah, it is.
diagnose
Yeah.
somebody like that and know we gonna run to Google when we shouldn't, but know we gonna go to Google
Yeah.
and they had their heads and all type of stuff. And I filed a complaint against him and I said that really stressed me out.
Yeah.
So my doctor said, no, you had this, and then the medicine he gave me I ended up having an allergic reaction to. So my doctor said, for that type of pain, I would have to give you oxycontin. And he said, I know, you're not going to take it. I said, I'm not.
Right. Yeah.
And he said, well, I can put you on hydrocodone. I said, he's like, Shanden, the Tylenol's not working. The Lee's not working. Ibuprofen's not working. You want to stay in pain. And when I tell you that pain was pain, and Judy, that
Yeah.
pain was pain. I said, what's the lowest doses you can give me? And so he said, I do this. And I said, okay. I took that pill for one day. Took them pills for one day. I couldn't do it. I couldn't keep taking, but they took the edge off for me, and that's what I needed. But I was like, I couldn't do it. I was like, no, I
Wow.
don't like the way they feel. I don't like the, and I was over here high as a. I said, because I told my daughter, I said, listen, y'all know I ain't never smoked a joint in my life. And y'all be over here, y'all be having me this stuff in my system. No, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
You
said I'm
don't be.
already
Yeah.
high on life, and now you got me over here. My mom and them laughing at me and stuff, and I'm trying to record me. I be having to threat her. You better not put them video.
Yeah. That stuff make you feel crazy.
Listen, I
I
think
can't
that I
do it
post a
either. I
video.
can't do it.
My mama got me coming off of some stuff, and I was like, wow, the control that it takes over you, and you're not
Yeah.
aware of it. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want to be put in a position where
Yeah. Well, I ain't
I
got
can't
control.
control me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he know me and them type of them high doses of pills.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. I refuse to do it. If I can work my way through it, and once it took the edge off from me that day, when I woke up the next day and I felt a little better, okay, Tyler, now leave. We gonna work this out. We gonna
Yeah.
work this
Then you.
out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you have to be mindful of even the Tylenol and the leave and the Advil and the aspirin, too. Because there's stuff that goes on with a lot of that stuff that upsets and mess with the lining of your stomach.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you right about that. You so right
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
But
So I got
listen,
acid reflux so bad, all that stuff. So I'll be over here.
that's it's a lot though.
It's a lot. And that's why I tell people, they be like, girl, how do you? I said, my faith. I just stand on my faith
That's
and what
it.
is
That's
for,
what you
and
have.
what is
That's all you can
right.
do.
And you have
That
to
is
think
it.
positive. What is for me is for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Shannon, I appreciate having you on here, girl. The
Thank
information.
you.
And what one more question. What would you tell someone now who is trying to decide whether they want to work out, eat right? I mean, just to get it together, but just really don't know where to start.
So I tell people to know and understand their why.
Right.
You have to know your why. Who are you doing it for? So you know how we had that who, what, where, when, why when we was in kids in school.
Mm-hmm.
So who are you doing it for? If your doctor told you to do it, or somebody made a slick or sly comment to you, so you feel like you need to do it,
Do mm-hmm.
who are you doing it for? Because if it's not for you, it's not going to work. It's not. It's
Right.
not going to work. So you need to. Those are two most important questions that you ask yourself getting started. The next question is, can you commit to 2 to 3 days a week?
Yeah.
I need you to schedule in like you scheduled that doctor's appointment, you schedule that massage, that pedicure, that
Right.
manicure. I need you commit every 2 weeks to go get them feet done. I need you to commit to this exercise? Can you commit? And can you commit at least 30 minutes a day? It don't have to be an hour.
It don't have no.
My morning classes is 30 minutes. It don't have to be an hour. It's
Right.
not, it don't take that much. Either you're going to do it or you don't.
And you
And you can get
don't.
a lot done in that 30 minutes.
Then that's true. Because I know a lot
And
of people, we think, oh, girl, I got to do this hour. I got to get this hour work on it. No, you
listen,
really don't.
Judy, I'll be at the parking lot at Olive Garden waiting for my food in the back parking lot jumping rope. Or I take out my hula hoop. I take out, no, Lord, not my hula hoop, my luxury fitness hoop, and I be hooping. And people be blowing the horn. Or I be out downtown. They be like, the lady said, you be on the rooftop of the garage with your hoop. I go over to the rooftop with my hoop and go hoop on top of the garage, on the rooftop of the floor. And people in the work buildings downtown be seeing me out their work window.
But that's good, though. That's
So,
commitment, though. That's commitment.
and that's commitment, dedication.
Hmm.
So are you ready to change? Are you ready to sacrifice some things that are worth the longevity of your life?
Right.
So nutrition is very key and important, but you don't have to just go and throw everything that you done put in your refrigerator out. You
Right.
could change. Instead of frying all the time, let's boil, let's bake, let's air fry.
Yep.
You can
Yep.
still have those, you can still have that food. Let's just try a different way.
Different way to
Uh,
cook. Hmm. Yeah.
let's look at the seasonings that we're using. You don't have to eat the whole thing. You full? We're not kids no more. We don't have to clean the plate. Wrap it
Right.
up, put it up, and eat the rest another time.
You're right.
you know
That's
so
exactly right.
it's just those key things that when you want to get started, to ask yourself, and talk to a trainer, talk to a dietitian, talk to a nutrition, talk to your doctor, find out what's going to work for you. And you also have to find somebody that's going to be honest with you and not in it because they're in it for the money, but
Right.
they're going to get paid, but they're going to give you what you're looking for.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna give you what you're looking for. You can, and I tell people they come to class and just watch. They could try out, and if you don't like it, I recommend other. I don't know if they tell these trainers, but I shout out other trainers all the time. I send them, what type of trainer you looking for. My training might not be the training that you're looking for.
Right.
I
Right.
might have somebody that want to train like they going out for football. I can train you like that on a one-on-one. Trust me, my one-on-ones is totally different than my class, and my one-on-one people be like, I didn't know she could do something different than what she already
Wow.
was doing in
Yeah.
group. Group fitness, my group fitness is totally different from my personal training fitness. So you have to understand that's a one-on-one thing. And the one-on-one with me and you, I work out with you. So I'm in your face working out with you. So if
With
I'm
the
gonna do it,
same.
you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
So
That's
that's the
it.
motivation I'm gonna give you. Come on, we're gonna do this together. I'm not gonna stand there and watch the time go down. No, I'm gonna work out with you.
With you.
So
Yeah. That's
you
good.
have to find somebody that you're gonna be comfortable with, somebody that you're going to be able to understand, somebody that's going to support you,
Mm-hmm.
as well as technically be your fitness coach and your life coach, and allow you to speak and be heard.
Right.
So that's some things to get started on. And when we tell you some things, not just take it all into negativity. Everything's not
Right.
in vain. Everything's not in vain. But the one thing you want to do, and this is my mission and my vision, and I know you should have two different ones, but I have one, is to live life. Do not allow life to live you.
Yeah. That's awesome. I read that today on your when I was on your page. I seen it, and I thought that was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, live life. Don't let life live you because you only get one.
That's it.
You only
That
get
you're
one.
absolutely right. That's it. That is
Yes, don't
it.
take it for granted. Don't take it for granted. I took a leap of faith, and I do this, and I do it voluntarily. Every class you see me doing is my time.
Wow.
It's my
That's
time.
awesome.
I don't
That's
have to log
awesome.
on. It's my time. I don't ask for 1 red cent from anybody. I have my little P and K. I call them my pink fairies, my P and K fairies. And they'll send me. So I'll be like, don't. They'll be like, no. You take your time
You
all year
do.
long.
Yeah.
You show up every class. You come ready. And I appreciate that. But my thing is, I don't harp on it. If it's there,
Right.
it's there. Thank you. If it's not, it's not. I'm gonna still continue on
You
without it.
still gonna do it. Yeah.
I'm still going to do it regardless. I'm still going to show up because I got to show up for me anyway. So that's what you have to tell yourself. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, I'm showing up for me today.
Showing up for me. That's it
I'm
right
showing
there.
up for me today. That's
That's
what you
it.
tell yourself.
That is it.
And mean it when you say it.
Yeah.
But don't say it if you don't mean it. I'm going to show up for me today. People look at me when you get on the elevator. Do you speak to people or you just get on the elevator?
No, normally when I get on the elevator and they already on there, I'll be like, "Hey, how you doing?" or whatever. But there's times when I'm on there, people get on there and they don't say nothing, but I
They
still
don't
say
say
hi.
nothing. They don't,
Yeah,
and when you speak, they look at you weird, don't they?
yeah, like you crazy because I said something to you, but I'm gonna say something to you. I mean,
I'm a speak because that's how we were raised to speak when you enter into a place.
right,
And if they don't speak
exactly.
back, they don't speak back. And that's the same thing in fitness. When you walk into a place, you walk into a place, you speak, and you be ready to go. Be ready, be mindful, stay encouraged. Don't let the scale deter you from what you're setting out to do. A lot of people say, I'm here to set a goal. And I said, no, you're here to make an accomplishment. You're here
Oh,
on a lifelong journey. Accomplishments you can take time to achieve. A goal, you set a time bound
that
on it. So
time,
you locked
yeah,
in. So for
yeah,
me, if you're setting unrealistic goals, you're setting yourself up for failure if you're not ready to commit.
that's true.
So
That's
let's
true.
set this accomplishment, whether it take you 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. The goal that you're looking to strive for, that date can't be in 6 months. Now,
Right.
can it work in 6 months? It's a lot of overexertion on the body, it's beating up the body and everything else. So you just have to be mindful and be ready.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good to know. That's good to know. So again, girl, I enjoy talking to you. Enjoy having you
Thank
on
you.
here,
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me. I know
girl.
we were supposed to do Monday, but this was my birthday week, so I was running out.
Well, that's okay because, like I said, I let people know I'm flexible. Mondays
Mhm.
is the days that I normally do it, but if I can work with somebody and they can't do Monday because of whatever reason, I have no problem with that.
Right, right,
Whatsoever time, I don't have a problem with it.
right,
So, and I
right.
knew I wanted to get you. I knew.
Yes,
I was just
yes.
like, this morning when I got up, I said, this girl, she gonna text me something back today, because I need to know what's going on with her.
Yeah.
I
I
refused.
was
I
like,
was
let me
not going to let
get
this
back
one
to
pass up with you because I knew I wanted to talk to you, and I
yeah,
know I wanted people to hear what you do and how you got started because you got some
yeah.
people that want to get started in there and don't know how to start with
Mhm.
it. So,
And
and
people can
everything
reach
you
out to
said,
me. People can reach out to me. They can reach out to me. When I do my consultation, anybody done a consultation with me be like, that girl charged me for an hour and we was on there for 2 hours, 3 hours. And I don't increase or charge nothing more.
you see, that's good. That's
I
good.
let people be heard. People want to be heard. They just
Yeah,
want to
they
be
do.
heard.
Yeah, you're right. They do. They want to be
They
heard.
want to be heard. They want to
They
be
want to be
heard. So you
heard.
have to listen. You can't make it all about, okay, this package is no. I don't do that.
Right. Well, that's good though. That's good. And that's why I'm glad I had you on here, and then you was able to share that information. So, like I
Yeah,
said, I appreciate you so much, girl. I thank you so
I
much for
appreciate
taking time out of your busy schedule because
it. Yeah,
I know you do have a busy schedule.
I do. I be fighting with that schedule. Like, what you doing?
But I'm so glad that you did, and like I said, I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me on. And I got to get the gab. I probably done went way. We don't went way over time,
Girl, we
probably, huh?
did, but that's okay though, because it's all good. It was all good information, and it's gonna somebody's gonna hear it, and it's what they needed.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that's all that matters. So I'm
I'm gonna
I'm
be sharing.
grateful
Is
to
it
have you,
public so I can repost it to my page?
huh?
I said, is it? It's gonna be public so I can repost it to
Yeah.
my
So
page.
once
Right.
I
Okay.
finish with all of this, then I'm a kind of fix it up and take some stuff out, and then
Okay.
I will tag you.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, I tag you.
Perfect. Okay.
All right,
Sounds
honey. You have a
good.
blessed evening. I love you,
All
girl,
right.
and
You
I'll
as
talk to you
well.
soon.
All right. Take care.
All right, you too. Bye
Bye.
bye.